In this episode of Falmouth in Focus, we'll check out a unique mural project sponsored by the League of Women Voters, take a walk downtown to experience the Village of Scarecrows, and join Troy Clarkson as he visits two Falmouth barbering legends. All this and much more on this edition of Falmouth in Focus.
Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, FCTV's current affairs program. I'm your host, Michael Kasparian. The spread of the COVID-19 virus continues to disrupt many aspects of our lives in ways we couldn't imagine just 7 months ago. In his weekly briefings, Falmouth's health agent, Scott McGann, reminds us to follow social distancing and masking guidelines to help stop the spread. You can view his weekly coronavirus updates each Friday on FCTV Channel 15, our Facebook page, and fctv.org, which also includes links to local and state information on the phases of reopening as well as safety information. Traditional Halloween will occur on Saturday, October 31st. Consistent with maintaining public health and safety during this COVID-19 pandemic, the town of Falmouth strongly encourages all those who would participate in the traditional trick-or-treat activities to do so between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Halloween Saturday. To remain safe, enjoy Halloween outside instead of attending indoor events, place treats outside of the home for trick-or-treaters as a grab and go while keeping distance from others, and wear a face mask or covering in addition to your Halloween mask. Most importantly, have fun and stay safe. Visit falmouthmass.us for a complete list of helpful guidelines. The League of Women Voters of Falmouth teamed up with local artist Jackie Reeves for a unique community mural project aimed to get out the vote ahead of the November 3rd election. Let's take a look.
So as you know, it's the 100th anniversary of women's right to vote. And so this year, the League of Women Voters wanted to really focus all of our energy on getting out the vote. And one of the Voter Service Committee members knew of this artist, Jackie Reeves, who does community murals. What she does is she sketches out the plan and she picks the colors and then she brings community members in and they paint together. And that just seemed like the perfect symbol for this year of something that is by the people, for the people, and of the people. And so this beautiful, beautiful mural was created by Falmouth residents. There were Falmouth people who donated time and most notably Mid-Cape Lumber donated all the materials and time to put it all together. And so here we have this gorgeous mural. The panels are wonderful. So we have one panel that just is encouraging people to be a voter. And that is, we are appealing to people's sense of identity rather than trying to tell them something that they must do. And so that's just a picture of people of all different colors saying be a voter. Another one of the panels shows the different ways to vote, that you can vote in person day of, you can vote in person early, you can do a mail-in vote, and you can drop your ballot off in the ballot box in front of Town Hall. And then the final panel is probably my favorite. It shows women voters throughout the centuries.
I'm 17, I can't vote, but I want to encourage everyone who can vote to get out and do their part and participate in the election.
Hi, I'm Kate Charette. I'm from Falmouth High School, and I decided to come in to let the town of Falmouth know you gotta vote if you can.
The response was amazing. People came all day long. We had about 70 people come. In fact, there were a few people who came who we couldn't even get in there, but we tried to get everybody in. There were people of all different ages and all different abilities. It was really just such a happy day. And one person told me it was the best she had felt since the pandemic started, that it was Finally, something communal outside, something positive, because of course the League of Women Voters is nonpartisan, and with everything that's been going on this year, it felt lovely to just everybody being able to come together. The mural to me is a sign that we actually all have similar values. Even though right now it feels like a lot of us are fighting with each other and it's become so acrimonious, but this mural shows that all of us really are proud of being Americans, are proud of being voters, and really just want what's best. And so it was an opportunity to enjoy the community and enjoy each other amidst all this chaos.
To get involved with the League of Women Voters of Falmouth, sign up by visiting www.lwvf.org. Thanks to Bob Fenstermaker for that story. It's time now for 3 things from Town Hall, FCTV's condensed version of the takeaways from recent municipal meetings. Selections are chosen based on community impact.
Town Manager Suso updated the board on the proposed machine gun range plans at Joint Base Cape Cod. Mr. Suso reported the meetings and presentations that were held and cited the large concern of the public regarding health and environmental issues. Mr. Suso also reported the public's concern over the lack of communication and individuals' ability to weigh in on the plans.
We had the opportunity to attend a presentation, a public presentation for the select board chairs and town managers of the Upper Cape communities, and that was followed by a virtual meeting that we noted at your last select board meeting, or that the public could attend. It was limited to 100 Zoom participants, but there was also additional information provided. And I believe my understanding is this remains a work in progress. Certainly, this board has expressed your concerns about the potential issues that are arising here, environmental and otherwise. And we did get some good feedback at the public session, but we anticipated more dialogue will be forthcoming.
Falmouth Health Agent Scott McGann updated the board on issues relating to COVID-19 in their last meeting. Mr. McGann reported that Falmouth currently is reporting 287 cases of COVID-19 infections in town. In the report, Mr. McGann showed data that suggested an increase in cases in the Commonwealth, specifically along the South Shore, Boston metro area, and several college towns in Massachusetts.
Our current case count is 287. And you can see a lot more red than you had seen previously. You see the reds are sort of creeping in. You see it on the South Shore, the North Shore, Metro Boston, Worcester, South Coast. A lot of them might be college towns. I know one town in particular, Middleton up in the north, has a prison which had an outbreak, which counted a lot of cases. So, but Falmouth specific, we're still in the green. We've been in green for a while. And so, you see some yellows are on the Cape now. See Nantucket still in the red after the issues they've had. For us to stay in the green, it's basically 1.33 cases per day or less. So about in a 2-week span, we need to be around 18 or less.
Assistant Town Manager Peter Johnson-Staub gave a status update on the Cape Cod and Islands Water Protection Fund to the board Monday night. Mr. Johnson-Staub reported to the board that since he had been involved with the fund, there has been little activity due to COVID-19. The Assistant Town Manager did give an overview of the fund regarding what the project entails and what its advantages are for Cape Cod and the islands.
It was adopted by the Massachusetts legislature effective July 1, 2019. This act established a new 2.75% excise tax assessed to all lodging establishments on Cape Cod. That includes, but is not limited to, the short-term rentals, Airbnb, vacation rental by owners and others, as well as individual homeowners who just do find other means of short-term rentals for their properties. They are also supposed to be paying this excise tax.
To see the meetings in their entirety, check out Government Channel 15's program schedule at fctv.org. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we'll get an update on Connor O'Reilly's recovery ride across the United States. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jay Zavala.
And I'm Susan Zavala.
Yeah, we're a package deal. We come together. We're members of Falmouth Community Television.
And we've been here for 17 years.
17 years.
Which we found out today, and it just surprised me that it had been so long. The cool thing about FCTV is they have all this wonderful equipment, so if you're a closet geek like me, it really does appeal to you, and they teach you how to use all of it. And for a very nominal membership fee, you have access to all of it, and they teach you how to use it, and you can make television.
I think being a member here is something really special. I think that it allows you to get to know the community. It allows you to get to participate in the community and help provide a service that I think is really unique and really, really important.
I mean, the people have been amazing, very accessible, very willing to guide me in the directions I want to go. The staff has been great about walking me through the process. I've begun doing some camera work and even was very surprised to be asked to do some video taping myself, you know, kind of without any others around and being the only member of the crew taping things and then coming back and editing.
The expression, having the embarrassment of riches, is what happens to me. There's so much that I'm offered here. I do a program that is just rewarding because I meet so many interesting people, ordinary people in Falmouth who have something to say. I get a chance to have their stories told. And then when I consider that I'm surrounded by cutting-edge technology that I would never have had even come close to being around, and it is just extraordinary.
I came across Falmouth Community Television and I decided to become a volunteer. And since that time, I have been doing projects with Channel 13 and Channel 15. With Channel 13, done my own independent productions, and with Channel 15, I've been primarily doing the video direction for the planning boards and the zoning boards of appeal.
And I think it's a great learning experience for people that want to get involved in media in any way, shape or form. Learning how TV's put together, learning how to compose a video, learning how to produce a complete show, going and taking something of interest around the town and letting other people know about that. And it's just very good to learn the technology.
Community TV is something that's really vital for communities like Falmouth. Helps with transparency of government, helps provide training to people who are interested in learning about media, either young or old. And I think it's really important for people to be empowered to understand how the media works. And there's really no other way of learning that better than actually doing it.
Especially because of the new facility here, there's really something for everybody. If somebody wants to produce a small packaged piece for Falmouth in Focus, you can teach that. You have the equipment for that. It's fantastic if they want to, you know, host a cooking show, if they want to do poetry and prose and speak on camera. There's really all sorts of opportunities here at FCTV.
What I like is being a member and knowing that if I get this great idea, I can come to FCTV, chat with staff.
You're not on your own. That's another
right.
thing about creating TV here. You're not on your own. There's so much support for you. If you don't remember how to do something or you don't fully understand how to do something, someone will be able to explain it to you and help you.
Everything that I've hoped for is right here. I feel like I walked into the right place at the right time for some reason.
Plus, for those who have not become members yet, there's a great adventure waiting for you.
And it's a great group of people to be associated with.
Yep. It's making that connection with your community through Falmouth Community Television, makes you a part of what's going on in this lovely town, right?
Exactly.
They're really state of the art, and it's just a fantastic thing to have in our community. I think Falmouth is pretty lucky with that.
This place is a really special place, and this community is lucky to have this place and the people who work here as a resource. It's vital to support these kinds of things or they'll go away. Get out and donate
and support this kind of organization and keep it alive.
Welcome back. On September 1st, Cape Cod native Connor O'Reilly set off to ride his bike across the country to raise awareness about the crucial role that mindfulness and exercise can play in recovery from substance abuse. Along the way, he's been raising funds for WellStrong, a fitness and wellness community in Falmouth that provides a safe, supportive community for those in recovery. It's been 7 weeks and 2,700 miles since Connor began his cross-country ride, and he has been averaging close to 400 miles per week. Now in Amarillo, Texas, he told us recently he feels like he has been through more trials and tribulations over the past 6 weeks than he's been through in an entire year. On the other side of that, though, is immense spiritual and emotional growth. We'll be here to greet Connor when he returns from his journey in November. To learn more about Connor's ride, check out wellstrong.org. The creativity and spirit of many Main Street merchants have been on display since mid-October, with imaginative, homemade scarecrows adorning the lampposts downtown. FCTV checked out the annual Village of Scarecrows competition sponsored by the Falmouth Village Association.
Hi, my name is Nicole. I'm the marketing director for the Falmouth Village Association, and we are here in downtown Falmouth on Main Street for our annual Village of Scarecrows. We were so excited to be able to bring this tradition back to Main Street amid these crazy times. It's a perfect socially distant activity for any afternoon. We invite member businesses to decorate scarecrows out front of their shops, and then we encourage members of the public to vote for their favorite scarecrow on the Falmouth Village Association Facebook page. So a vote is a like, a comment, or a share on any photo for your favorite scarecrow. We were so thrilled with the outpouring of support and questions about the Village of Scarecrows. Were we going to do it this year? And though there may be less businesses than in years past, we are so thrilled that so many have come out, decorated their scarecrows. I can see Soft as a Grape Scarecrow is wearing a COVID Sucks t-shirt, so getting in the spirit. A shout out to Gelfies, that was the first scarecrow up this year. Kayleen's has a really cute display with 2 of them. I'm looking at Maison Velotte. It's an awesome scarecrow, a lot to see, so come down and enjoy. So voting is open now on the Falmouth Village Facebook page for Village of Scarecrows and will remain open until November 2nd when the winner will be announced. And we really encourage people to support local businesses safely, and while you're doing so, take a look at the scarecrows and head to Falmouth Village Association's Facebook page to vote. It's been hard to adapt in these uncertain times. There are events that we missed, like the street fair, events that have gone virtual, like Arts Falmouth's Jazztober. We really encourage people to still participate if you can. For Jazztober, head to YouTube, head to FCTV's pages. You can pick up dinner downtown, you can get a new outfit, get some jewelry, have a date night. You can still enjoy Jazztober. As things are constantly evolving and changing, we are having conversations about the upcoming holidays, so stay tuned to Falmouth Village's Facebook page and website for details.
To vote for your favorite display, visit the Falmouth Village Association's Facebook page. Thanks to Andrew Richards for that story. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and to unite survivors, caregivers, and supporters on the Cape, the American Cancer Society is holding their annual Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk virtually this year.
So we have our annual Making Strides walk that happens in Barnstable Village. Of course, this year it is going to be virtual. We have, so far we have 27 teams signed up, and we've made over $35,000 so far, so that's pretty exciting. So people, since it's a virtual event this year, we're obviously still raising money. We're still involving the businesses in town that sort of help us out. And people are doing either their own virtual walk at the regular walk site, or they're picking other areas where they're walking, like the mall or a beach or whatever, and they're taking pictures and sort of sending them to us. So we're all walking separately, but we're all doing it together. So you can sign up right on the website, makingstrideswalk.org/Cape Cod MA. And there you can just sign right up there with your team, and you have your friends sign with you. You can just go on and donate if you don't want to make a team this year. And all of the information is on that website of what's going on in town. There's bakeries that are having specific cupcakes or cookies that are offering a donation with the purchase of those things. So all of those things are listed on there. We're trying to do some fun things all over the place instead of being together on that one day. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the whole month of October, so we have plenty of time to celebrate. So the Making Strides program, we raise money to support breast cancer research and support our patients. We're proud that the breast cancer rate is a 40% decline in deaths since in between 1989 and 2017. So that's a great accomplishment, and we're just going to keep going, so it's even higher.
The virtual walk began October 18th, but continues through the end of the month, so there's still time to participate and raise money and awareness for breast cancer. Thanks to Alan Russell for that story. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, Troy Clarkson will sit down with two Falmouth barbering legends. Stay with us. Troy Clarkson recently visited local legends Phil Stone and Andy Dufresne to stroll down memory lane and reflect on their combined nearly 150 years of barbering in Falmouth. Here's Troy's take.
Thanks, Michael. You know, a barbershop is the social center of a community. It's the heartbeat, the soul of a small town. Here in Falmouth, as many people know, for years, for decades, Stone's Barbershop and Andy's Barbershop right downtown in Falmouth have served hundreds, really thousands of customers over the years. Well, recently I had the honor, the pleasure of spending some time with Phil Stone and Andy Dufresne, the longtime owners of Stone's Barbershop and Andy's Barbershop. Between the two of them, they've cut hair for nearly 150 years. So what a treat it was for me to sit here at Stone's Barbershop with Phil and Andy for quite a while and talk about nearly 150 years of barbering in Falmouth. So join me in a little sneak peek at that awesome conversation.
But that was a long and storied history. I know I've asked you both over the years, as you cut hair in those locations for more than a half a century, you've had people sit, Phil, in these very chairs. These are chairs that have been with Stones since the previous location. So the chairs in which you're sitting have seen some pretty amazing people. So I'm going to ask you both the same question. We'll go with you first, Phil. But over the years, because Falmouth has for decades been a location where people from all over the world come to visit, you've had the opportunity to cut hair for some pretty famous and interesting people. So tell us about a couple of those.
I cut Cesar Romero's hair. He was the Joker.
Right.
Remember him?
I sure do. So for those of a certain age, Cesar Romero was the Joker in the original Batman TV series.
Yeah.
Also an accomplished classic actor.
Okay. And I cut Dana Andrews' hair and Carl Yastrzemski's hair.
So tell us about Yaz.
He spent the summer here with Tony Canigliaro, who got hit in the eye.
Right.
And he came to Falmouth to open up a nightclub.
Tony C. did.
Tony C. did, where Zach's is now. Where's Zach's?
Out on Sandwich Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
would be Charlie Roberts' old place.
Yeah.
You remember that, Andy?
And Dickie was a bartender there for him, you know. My
Right.
brother Dick.
Right.
Anyway, Tony C. talked to Yaz, and he come to me for 2 or 3 haircuts. I said, hey, I must have given him a pretty good haircut because he came back 2 or 3 times.
So Tony C. and Yaz and Cesar Romero. Andy, tell us about, there must have been a few people over the years that you remember sat in your chair.
A couple probably from the Playhouse, but none that really stands out. Frank Sinatra's son-in-law, there's a name there, but he was very famous in the Playhouse. But to me, everybody was important, and I've done some political figures, some high military figures, and you know, and every haircut's yes sir, no sir, thank you, please, like my father taught me back in the 40s, and use the duster to clean them off. And barbering to me is there was no specials. J.K. Lilly, I gave J.K. Lilly a haircut after he waited for his turn, like everybody else. There was nobody special, and I can truly say we just ran a nice, steady barbershop.
But that's a great point, because the barbershops are the great equalizer. Whether you're J.K. Lilly or Carl Yastrzemski or just plain old Troy Clarkson, when you come into the barbershop, everybody sits on the bench. They wait their turn.
Yeah.
They may wait for their special person to cut their hair, but sitting on the bench, everybody's the same.
After more than 60 years cutting hair, Andy's barbershop recently closed. Trish Stone, former barber Dick Stone's wife, is carrying on the Stone family tradition and still cutting hair here 5 days a week here at Stone's Barbershop. So as you saw during those clips, what an amazing history these two gentlemen bring. And we thank them for being willing to share the famous people they've cut and the stories they've heard and the stories they've told over the years here. 150 years of barbering in Falmouth. I'm grateful to both of them for being friends, and of course grateful to Phil for being my dad. I'm Falmouth Enterprise columnist Troy Clarkson, and that's my take. Back to you.
Thanks, Troy, for that take. FCTV wants to remind you that television can be as easy as hitting record on your smartphone. We'd like to invite all Falmouth residents and visitors to share their slice of life with us. Email us your photos and videos, or upload them to Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using the hashtag MyFalmouth or Falmouth in Focus to be featured on the show. Thank you to our most recent contributors. We leave you now with the sights and sounds of pumpkins in Falmouth. Thank you for watching Falmouth in Focus. We'll see you next time.